Hello, this is Chrystal Meach with Tao of the Heart, and today I have Dr. Karen Fiorillo. She's an educator, and we're just going to dive right in like we always do and ask Karen. So, how did you get started as an educator?
Thanks, Crystal. Ironically, I was working as an advertising and marketing public relations person in Philadelphia before children. And I was working a zillion hours a day, working at an ad agency as an account rep, working with customers, holding events, and I pretty much started when the train came at 6:30, and I didn't get home till the train brought me home by 9 p.m. And then I slept for a
Jeez.
couple hours, turned around, did it again. Well, that got really old quickly. Although I loved it, it was glitzy, it was glamorous. I was in a suit every day, like a lot of respect and fun. I burned out. So I kind of switched gears, went back to school for education in 1992-ish, one-ish, something like that, right after my son was born. So he was 2 when I was doing my thing. He's now 34, just saying. And we realized that education was probably going to be a better bet for us because of summers and trying to be around for him and all. So I decided that education was probably the way I should go. And the funny thing is, my parents said to me, if you had listened to us when you were in undergrad, you would already have your teaching certification. But because my parents wanted me to do it, I said no. Isn't that like the rebel we all were in the whatever that was, 1980s, I guess. And I just figured I have to do this on my own. Now I want to do it. I didn't have to do it, but I would have saved myself a lot of money going back for my teacher cert. But yeah, and I just kind of did my thing and went back 3 times. I had my undergrad, graduate, and my doctorate. So like I love to learn, and I was intentionally in school for 26 years.
So, what made you decide to get a doctorate?
Well, my father, who was very passed away unfortunately when he was 60, but he was very, very intelligent, CPA. He had his own business, just was an amazing man. We had a conversation on January 1st, 2000, right after the millennial hit. I was in the middle of my master's program at Rosemont College, which is where I have my undergrad and grad degrees from out near Villanova University on the main line of Philadelphia. And my father said, because he was a Villanova grad, when do you think you're going to finish your master's? And I'm like, oh, I knew you were going to ask me that. I was about 2 years in, I had about 2 years to go. I said, I'll probably finish around 2002. He said, I'm not going to see that. I said, what do you mean you're not going to see that? He goes, this is my last holiday. I'm like, okay, that's kind of creepy and sad, and I had all these emotions going on. So we took a nap. I went upstairs. I got him some dinner. Brought it downstairs to have him have something to eat because he literally crawled down the steps on his knees to get to the newly finished basement. We had just refinished it, and he was sleeping so soundly on Natuzzi leather. There's a name from the past. Just lying there so peaceful and enjoying his sleep. So when he woke up, I gave him his food. And he said, oh my gosh, this is so good. I love your cooking. And we just had this conversation. He said, so we were talking about your master's, right? I said, yeah, yeah, yeah. And he said, well, like I said, I'm not going to see you graduate. And he said, but after that, I want you to continue. I said, continue like how? I want you to earn your degree in education and EDD. And I said, what? No, not doing that. I waited and waited and waited. He passed away, like I said, he actually passed away 2 days later. He was with me,
Oh,
my mom, and my sister at my house on New Year's Day. It snowed. He loved snow. And he used to shake, those little snow globes? He used to shake them everywhere he went. He went into every store and he shook them all. So it's just like a memory every time it snows. It reminds me of my dad. But he left the house and he said, so long. And I said, okay, Dad, I'll see you soon. Love you. Never realizing they were the last words we would speak to each other. So he went
um,
home with my mom. The next day, he went out with my brothers and they went to watch the Eagles play in a bar. My dad drank beer, which he shouldn't have been doing because he was diabetic. He had a prime rib sandwich, which he absolutely should have not eaten, And the Eagles won. So it was like, that was good. So that was the first, that was the second. The third, he passed away all by himself on dialysis. And he said to me, Karen, I never want to die on dialysis. I see people die every day. And sure enough, that's what happened to him. So, needless to say, I had him on my shoulder for many years. I didn't do it. 2002 is when I finished my master's. I waited, I waited, I waited. 2011. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry, I'm emotional. I don't know
Me
what
too.
happened, but I decided that this is the time. This is when I'm going to do this. And I enrolled. And 4 years later, I graduated. In 3.5 years, I actually did my degree. Finished my oral defense in April of 2015. Graduated in September of 2015. Valedictorian. Told the story, and there was not a dry eye in the house.
Oh,
So that's what was my motivation. It was hard. I ended up with like a 3.98 GPA, and he was on my shoulder the whole time, just pushing me along. And every time I thought I couldn't do it, I thought of the movie Saving Nemo, and I just thought, just keep swimming, just like Dory said. So that was a
wow.
lot. Was my major motivation to finish my degree. Long story. Sorry about that, but
No,
it
it's
just all
beautiful.
means so much to me that he's been a part of me, even though he's left this earth. But he's always been. Cardinals and the number 13 remind me of my dad. So every time I see that, it just reminds me of him. And my mom and I are really close too, but my dad and I had this crazy, like cerebral relationship. That's the best way to explain it. He got me. Not everybody does, but he really understood my value of education and how I wanted to impart it on others.
So you
Yeah.
got your education. I know, I'm like crying. So you got your education, and then what did you decide to do with your
With all the
doctorate
things,
from that point?
well, really, my master's is what me got me back into teaching. So I got a job earned a job in technology at my church. Believe it or not, 3 years I worked at St. Eleanor's School as a computer coordinator. I didn't have any idea what I was doing. I knew a little. I had like the Packard Bell 486S machines that I got brought into the school with a grant from the Connolly Foundation, $40,000 grant we got, and we were able to build our infrastructure. I then learned so much as I could. I just totally dove into everything related to tech, and a lot of like professional development. And I started to teach at Rosemont College as an adjunct professor, teaching teachers how to use technology. And I realized I'm really good at this, and I really like it. Why not push myself a little further? After working 3 years at St. Eleanor, I landed a job in public school. Broke my heart to leave education as in Catholic school because I went to Catholic school for 20 years total, including my master's. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't leave. I can't leave Catholic education. But you know what ended up happening? I couldn't afford to stay there because I think I was hired at $18,500 in 1996.
Mm,
And what they were offering me to start in my current job was way more than that. And here I am 25 years later. I've been working in Souderton Area School District right now it's a STEM teacher, science, technology, engineering, and math. But I basically taught keyboarding. I taught word processing, and then the internet came. And then I taught technology integration, and we use the internet for everything. And now I'm doing STEM, which is really cool. So I teach sixth graders digital literacy, seventh graders entrepreneurship, and eighth graders coding and web design. So who knew that in middle school those classes would be even offered? That's pretty
yeah.
neat. Yeah, but I love the entrepreneurship part because if you want to maybe jump into that stage, but I've been an entrepreneur for 4.5 years, and I speak from firsthand experience what it's like to be in that situation and what sacrifices you have to make. But at the same time, it's good because I have a little bit more flexibility. And that's what I do mostly in the summer. I plant my seeds in the summer and I yield a harvest all year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and I found you actually on Alignable. So maybe you could talk about, entrepreneurship and Alignable.
I will. I
Um,
will. So entrepreneurship and Alignable kind of go hand in hand because it's mostly small business owners who are members. In my opinion, it's LinkedIn on steroids. And LinkedIn, although it's got its wonderfulnesses, Alignable is a lot more personalized, and we network with each other. It's not a salesy kind of situation. It's more than know, like, and trust. Developing relationships with people who are all over North America, and it's just North America, which I think is amazing. Once you get out of our area, it gets weird with a lot of things, whether it be cultural or who's speaking which language. and whose dialect is different, and senses of humor. Like not everybody has the same sense of humor. Because like I think Americans are kind of dry, and not everybody gets our sarcasm.
Yeah.
But I figured when I joined that, I guess it's been 4.5 years now, because that's when I started my entrepreneurial adventure, and I've grown and grown and grown. I'm up to like some crazy amount, like 4,300 connections, and was 3 years in a row business person of the year for my town. This year, not just my town, but in the state of Pennsylvania. And I was the sixth overall female in North America and the 13th overall boys and girls for the whole continent. So it's just, wow. I just can't believe how I've grown. It's like this huge evolution, personal evolution, because I've been through some stuff, and the stuff comes back every once in a while, but I'm an overcomer. I'm 2 times published. Got my books here. And my
Nice.
dissertation is also published, and that was on cyberbullying. So if you ever have insomnia, that's a good one to read because it's just god awful boring.
Oh, fascinating.
It is fascinating to read about, but at the same time, it's research, so it's not very enthralling. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's how Alignable's been for me. I met you, and that was a
Yeah.
huge plus. We hit it off like we were sisters,
I
and
know. Every time we
yeah,
talk, we just go on
no,
and
I never wanted to end. No, I totally don't. And that's the one thing I have noticed. Now there are some people who I don't really get, and I just say, okay, it was nice to meet you, but then that's the end of it. But we have to make that choice, and
yeah.
it's okay to be particular. Not everybody has the same vibe and
Oh,
dynamic,
yeah.
and I'm totally fine with that. It's really okay, and I'm not offended if somebody says, that's great, congratulations. This is probably not going to work. Or they think I'm a medical doctor. They crack me up. So I always say full transparency. I am not a medical doctor unless you need a Band-Aid and maybe a tissue. I can't help you. You don't want to get sick in my watch. I tell the parents that at back to school, and I'm like, I have Band-Aids, I have rubber gloves, I have tissues, and I have hand sanitizer. But if your kid needs anything else, they're going to the nurse. Yeah, it's been a wild ride, that's for sure.
It sounds like it, and,
Yeah.
so amazing, like, to connect w did you ever think that you would connect with that many people?
Yes and no. I mean, I'm super connected in social media overall just because of my business, and I do a lot of work with that. And people do know who I am, and it's, obviously good and bad. But the main reason I like the connections is I want my parents at school to see me in a positive light. I don't ever post anything that's inappropriate. You will never see a curse word. You'll never see me with somebody who has alcohol. You will never hear any controversy. I don't talk about religion. I don't talk about money. I don't talk about politics. I keep it completely on the absolute level ground. I never get into controversy. And you do know people do that. And I'm just not that person. I'm not wired like that. It's not my DNA. I just am, I'm a helper. I'm an educator. I love to give what I can when I can. And that's just who I am. That's hard to change. I guess I don't want to change.
That's amazing, and, can you talk a little bit more about, some of the students that you've had? Have you had any students that really, touched your heart or maybe some, circumstances where it just completely changed your world as an
Mhm.
educator?
Absolutely, I have many actually, but one in particular who is in high school now was one of my entrepreneurship students. She came to me for advice in running a business after coming up with an idea in my classroom. And I'm like, I love it. So she said to me, can you help me with my marketing? I'm like, okay, what do you need? She says, could you post my link on Facebook? I'm like, I could do that. Posted it. She starts getting calls. She's getting messages. She's getting Instagram pings. Her mother, I wasn't talking to her. I was talking to the mother. The mother said, can you pull it down? I said, why? She's too busy. So I said, no, that's a good problem to have. Instead of giving up, you need to hire more people. I said, this is like a paradigm shift in your business. You don't want to say, I can't do this. Embrace it. She now has built an unbelievable company. It's called the Sweet Freeze, and she makes delicious specialty ice creams in only a tiny little pint size. And she sells them for something crazy like 8 and a quarter. And she gets it. The most important thing she did with her business is she's a band, plays trumpet. In the band in the summertime, she went to her band director and said, "Can I bring in not samples, but like little cups of ice cream so people can try it?" Great marketing tactic. Give them, samples. And I said to her, "It's important. People have to taste it. You can't just say it looks good. It has to taste good." The band director ended up buying one for each kid on his dime.
Uh,
All these children now had access to her delicious ice cream. And we're to this day, she does something called pint drops. She sends out these email blasts. Doesn't work all year, similar to like a Rita's Water Race. I don't know if you have Rita's Water Race out your way, but they are only open from, I think it's March. I think they open like right before spring until October, and then they shut down. She does these when she can. Summertime, during Christmas break, she'll do it over spring break, and she has these pint drops. And she's just been, oh my gosh, the most amazing person. And the other person who I wanted to spotlight is a former student who is now 30. She's my boss
oh,
with my
nice.
business behind me, with Money. I still can't believe that she's my boss. And I respect her like nobody else. And she said to me when she interviewed me one time, she said, "This girl right here, she is the first teacher who taught me girl power." I
Aw.
was like, "What?" And did I know then? No, I did. I had no idea. And she moved to Texas with her husband, who's a physician. He was doing his residency out in Texas. She's coming back to PA, but she's been out there for several years. They have two boys, like we have two boys, and it's just this really cool big sister, little sister kind of relationship more than teacher student. And I adore her. Her name is Natalie Guerrero Gibson. Give her a little plug. And she is my upline with Money. So I just am honored and blessed to have her as my student spotlight. Yeah,
Oh, that's so cool
you
and
do.
so
Mhm.
awesome that you teach entrepreneurship and
Yeah.
to watch, I mean, kids
Mhm.
grow up and I mean, that's a completely different way of, you know, compared to the school system. It's, go back to school, do this, do that.
Reading, writing, and arithmetic. That's all I knew. We didn't have any creativity. We didn't have special, like I'm a specialist and my kids come to me for two marking periods and I get new ones for the third and fourth marking period. So I have my new kids now and I'll have them through to the end of the year. But I have my first and second marking periods, students who have moved on to other specials now. They're called related arts in our school. And it's good. They get a nice variety. We've got music, we have art, family and consumer science, which is like the old home ec. We have gym, wellness, health, my class, engineering. I'm considered STEM, and I'm probably missing one. Oh, library. They do something that's called innovation, where they build things.
Oh,
So it's a nice
interesting.
variety. So for the kids who aren't typical sit down learners, they have to move around, touch things, kinesthetic learners. My class is great for them because we dig in and we do some like design of logos and we learn how to use Canva. I teach them how to use Wix websites. Not the best, but it's better than nothing and it's free. We like free. We learn how to scan and use Photopea, which is like Photoshop, but it's free. And the kids love, love, love that. They're totally into that. They're designing their logos now and they're beautiful. And you should see their work. We start with a drawing with pencil, go over it in black Sharpie. I then scan it. We import it to Photopea and they add color. They're beautiful. They're professional looking.
Wow.
So that I'm kind of like a STEAM teacher. We add a little the art element into it, and I think that's just helps a lot of kids, hurts some, but it helps the ones who are really artistic and aren't afraid to take some risks. I stink at art. So, I mean, I'm a great digital designer. I can design anything on the computer. Give me Canva, and I'm a pro at that. But you give me a pencil, and I start to like have convulsions. Can't do it. Just can't do it. I know it's so crazy.
Um, it's so interesting that you mentioned Canva. I just found out about Canva maybe
Mhm.
like, I don't know, 5 months ago, and
Oh
it's
wow, you're
amazing.
getting
Like
to
all
know
the
it.
things
Isn't it great?
yeah, like there's like video editing, and then
Mhm.
there's, like you said, the logo design, and you can do like anything.
QR codes. Yep.
QR codes. Oh,
Mhm.
I haven't gotten into that. People were asking me the other day if I had a QR code on my business card. Is that like the new thing?
Well, I use a business card that's called Popl, Popl, and there is a business card, but it's like a thick credit card. And on the back of it, it's the scan, your scan. So you pull it up, somebody just goes right to it. It'll take you right to your page. I have all my socials in there. I have my personal information. I have how to contact me, phone, email, all the things are in there. And it's so convenient. And I don't have to buy business cards anymore. I just have
Oh,
this
that's
QR code.
nice.
Mhm.
Oh, fascinating.
Because my business card kind of looks like that back there. And I just made a banner of it so I could take it when I went to shows and all. I could just hang it up on the grommets and have at it, which is good.
Yeah, like what
Yeah.
kind of shows do you usually go to? Are you
Wellness, things related to wellness, because we have hair care, skincare, wellness, pet care for like dog wash, like shampoo and dry spray if they're stinky and you don't have time to wash them. There's a junior line, there's a men's line. We have skincare makeup now. And like I was really struggling with my hair because between getting sick, I didn't bring that up yet, but I had an eating disorder most of my life. And my hair was thinning and horrible. And obviously, it's like 3 feet long now. It just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. And it's the healthiest it's ever been because I finally found a product that worked for me that was vegan and gluten free. So, and I'm gluten free. So I just try to find products that I can use that won't make me have an allergic reaction. So I just go to these events and kind of set up shop. People come over, they ask questions, and I have a little quiz you can take to find out which products would be best for your hair and skincare type and wellness needs. And I am just blown away how that blossomed. And here's the funny story, this blossomed because of COVID. Now, who
really?
knew? Yeah. So what
How
was
so?
happening? I know, it was so weird. We got out of school on March, I think it was the 15th, is when the world shut down. And I was like, what am I going to do? I'm going to be bored out of my mind, staying at home all day on the computer. I need to do something else. So I came up with this crazy idea that I would go on Facebook Live every night and do something called Corona aerobics. So I made up this crazy workout, and every night we would do something different, like butts and guts. We would do bar, we would do cardio crunch, we would do yoga. So like I'm certified in all those, and I would just love to get online and see people who were in the same ditch I was. Funniest part was we had no weights. Nobody could get weights anywhere. So I said, look around your house, fill them with rice, fill them with sand, fill them with water, get your like water bottles and your jugs from like your laundry detergent or whatever, fill them with them, and we're going to make them weights. They're like, okay. Anything I said, they did. The one Sunday morning, I'll never forget this. I was getting ready to do our workout, and I had a broom handle, and on the two broom handle sides were two containers of paint, and it was a barbell. Doesn't the stupid thing fall off? Black paint everywhere, live. I'm like, I'll be right back. I run upstairs. I get all these towels and I'm patting it down. And I said, the show must go on. So I just kind of pushed the mess away and was laughing the whole time. I'm like, I cannot believe I did that. But what was happening is during that, whatever, year and a half, I guess it was, I started March 15th and we stopped August of 2021. So it was like a long time to be working out. And I never missed, unless I don't think I was even sick. I did it the whole time. Every night I would go on, I would say, hey, like, look what's happening with my hair. And people are saying, how can we like pay you back for this? Because I wouldn't accept a penny. I said, well, if you want to go check out my site, and I would tell them about my products, it exploded. People were so grateful to have a smiling face every night with them. Some were speaking to no one. You couldn't see anybody unless you had your little group. We had 5 people. If beyond that, we didn't see anybody else. And it was me, my 2 boys, my daughter-in-law now, she was the girlfriend at the time, and my ex-husband. So that was our 5, and the animals. We had a dog and a cat at the time. And we were the Fab Five. We did everything together because nobody else was allowed. So it was crazy how this silly idea just blossomed and people felt like they wanted to do something. I'm like, if you want to check it out, no pressure. And it just blew up. So that's how
Huh.
I started. and it was not intentional. I'm not a salesperson. I don't like to even talk about it. Somebody says to you, well, says to me, what do you use on your hair? Then I'll talk about it. I'm not going to like blow into a conversation and say, oh, you really could use, no, that's not going to happen with me. I want people to understand what's happening, why it's happening, and the fact that the scalp is what you're putting the product on. You're not putting, this is dead. It's pretty, but it's dead. And there's nothing I can do to fix that. This is where you're taking care of your scalp. But it just has been a wild, wild ride. And I have not
Sounds like
been
it.
happier. Like I'm not afraid to say I'm 61 and a half. I'll be 62 in August, and my hair and skin have never looked healthier. So that's a testament. Somebody said your hair is your business card,
Oh,
which
for
became
sure.
my tagline.
It's so nice and long and lush.
Yeah, it's lush. And this is 8 days not washed.
Oh,
Eight
wow.
days.
Wait a second, because I wash my hair like every day.
Nope, I washed my hair last Thursday night
Why? What?
because I don't wash it a lot. It's better for your hair to not wash it a lot because it
I've
needs the
heard that.
natural oils. And my hair
Hmm,
looks better and it curls better because my hair is kinky curly. Would you know that?
no.
Kinky curly, like ringlets. And
Oh,
sometimes I
wow.
wear it like that. So what I usually do is the first day I'll let it dry naturally, air dry. And the next day I'll maybe flat iron a little bit just to calm it down. And then as the week goes on, it gets straighter and straighter. So I'll just use like a really big curling iron and make it a nice soft curl. And that's what I do every morning. And I don't wash it. So I'll be probably washing it Sunday.
Oh
And
my
it doesn't
goodness.
stink. I use dry shampoo in between. Don't think like, because I work out 10 to 12 times a week. I do not smell. I wouldn't wear it. We do have hair cologne, which is kind of an interesting idea. Every once in a while, I have to employ that. But
Sure.
overall, it's healthy and it's sturdy.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. I know. I just don't have to wash it. It's a lot of work because this is like an event. Get popcorn for this hair because it takes a long time if I were to wash and dry it every day. So I don't dry it. I just let it dry naturally and I work with the natural curl for a couple of days. And by the time the end of the week is up, it looks like this.
Wow. It
I
looks
know.
so thick and full.
It is. I have a lot of hair. Yeah. But you can see the curls under here. See them? They're sneaking. I didn't get them all this morning, I guess. I'm full transparency here.
Yeah, totally. Love
That's what we
that.
love about each other.
Yeah.
So we have some pretty cool news coming this weekend or next weekend. We're not sure. Baby number two is going to be delivered. He is due on the 24th of March. Now, when
Mhm.
he's going to show up, we don't know because babies, they come when they're ready. My bag is packed in the car. My
Okay.
sub plans are written for my substitute at school,
Okay.
and I'm ready to go. Like whenever we get the call, I'm in the car. They live in North
Mhm.
Jersey, so we'll have to take off, but we'll have to stay back with Luca, the baby, while she goes to the hospital with TJ, my son, and has number two. We don't know the baby's name. We just know he's a boy. So
Oh.
so Luca's going to be a big brother.
Oh, that's so
Mhm.
exciting.
It really is. Thank
Congratulations.
you. He's the joy. He just brings happiness everywhere he goes.
Oh, what does he think about having a little brother?
Well, funny. They bought him this little animal. It's like a little stuffed, not an animal. It's like a stuffed whatever, and they call him B for baby. And he's been learning to be gentle with B. And
Oh.
that's like a transition, I know. And they read the books about being a big brother and we say, Luca, where's the baby? And he picks up his shirt and he goes, if only, right?
Yeah.
And then poor mom is on the sofa, taking doing all the work, and God bless her. They're just such a cute couple and they're great with the baby. I mean, he has been awesome. TJ, our son, Mondays and Fridays, they do daddy daycare. And then he goes to preschool daycare on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. She's a teacher too. And then our younger son, Christopher, is his godfather. And
Oh.
he's dating one of his friends, well, originally friends from high school, from college rather. And now they're a couple. And their anniversary was yesterday for a year. They're going out to dinner tonight. So her name is Kelsey and he's Christopher. So
Oh.
they're our new excitement in our lives.
Wow, that is an exciting time,
It
especially as the family's
is.
growing. I mean,
Mhm.
that's
And
the
she's a
best
teacher.
part.
He's a teacher too. So TJ's wife rather, is she's like a Sandy Brown hair, And Christopher's girlfriend has brown hair, long, all long like mine, and I'm the redhead. So we've got the blonde, the brunette, and the redhead with our boys both have red hair,
Ooh,
like copper kettle red. Yeah, with like the one
exciting.
is olive skin and the other one's a little bit lighter, but because I'm Italian, obviously, but I got this from the Italian side, not the Irish side. You know, because my mother's a Kelly, my dad's Santillo, and now I'm Fiorillo was my married name, but it's all good.
Aw,
I know it's all good.
wow. That's
I know, and we're
amazing.
in Pennsylvania. We're excited right now because it's almost spring. But guess what it's going to be this weekend? 30. All the daffodils have popped up. The crocuses are all popped up. The buds are starting on the trees, and it's going to be 30. 74 today. It's going to be 30 tomorrow. Welcome to Pennsylvania.
And St.
Crazy as well.
Patrick's Day, isn't that this weekend?
Sunday.
Oh my
And then next week
goodness.
is spring.
Isn't it
My
crazy?
girlfriend said the other day, "Excuse me, winter, I'm finished with your shenanigans. Spring is coming."
I'm ready for spring too. I'm so
Yeah,
done.
we had 4 seasons the other day. We had sun, well, it wasn't really a season, but we had sun, we had rain, we had wind, and we had something called graupel, Graupel, and it is popcorn from the sky. It's not hail, it's puffy snow, and it looks like popcorn.
Oh, I've never
It's
seen that.
Graupel. Yeah, I had to look it up. I didn't know what it was. They were talking about it on the news,
Huh.
and it was everywhere. It
Now
was
I have
raining
to look it
popcorn.
up and see if we've ever had it in Wisconsin. I'd love to see
I
that.
know. You probably did because you guys have had some crazy weather too.
We always get crazy weather,
I know. I'm
but
just
it's sunny
captivated. I'm
today.
ready for summer. Well, I'm ready for spring. Summer's hot here. It gets really humid and that's not fun. How
No.
about you guys? What's it like out your way?
It's like 35 here, but yesterday it was sunny and raining, and so we had a rainbow, and so
Oh, I
my
bet it was
daughter and I were
pretty.
in the car chasing the rainbow looking for a leprechaun.
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, perfect timing for that.
I know, right?
That's
She had her
awesome.
green on today. She was
I do
all,
too. Yeah. I'm wearing green, white, black leggings with little shamrocks on them. Then the shirt underneath here is a shamrock. So
oh, cute.
everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's Day.
Of course, why not?
I know. It's fun. It's totally fun.
I
I'm
swear
just
there's
I'm just
there's got to be
I'm
some
just so
Irish
happy
in
that
me.
everybody is celebrating. I just love celebrations. I'll celebrate anybody's holiday.
Yeah, I heard something on the radio on the way back here that this was going to be the most celebrated St. Patrick's Day. Like they said that like most
Could
households
be.
were celebrating, which I thought was
We went to an
interesting.
event a couple weeks ago, first weekend in March. They had something, it was from the Ancient Order of Hibernians. They're like a fundraising group who are Irish, and they give the money that they get from this event to charities. It was wonderful. They had little Irish dancers there. They were so stinking cute. They had baskets for raffles, and they had a fully catered buffet. They had a wonderful band. Tommy and the Young Rumblers lead singer was in this Irish band. He's from you're too young for that, but he was from the '80s, and he was singing some of his old '80s music, which was fun. And there were probably 300 something people in this social hall at a local
Mhm.
Catholic church, and that was early March. They don't do it toward this weekend because they do the parades and a lot of other things. But they had an accordion player, no, not accordion, bagpipe player. He started
Fun.
things out, and it was like a reunion. All of our friends from everywhere were there. It was just such a blast. But yeah, I agree. They're definitely celebrating this year. I think people are back and they want to see each other and reconnect. Is that what you see too? Like I find even on Alignable, there are so many more in-person events happening
Yeah, I'm seeing that
because I'm
too.
um I'm an ambassador for our alliance at Central Bucks, which is it's Bucks in Montgomery County, so they call us Bucksmont. Bucks and Montgomery, they smashed us together. So we have now 3 ambassadors. So one lives a little further, I don't know, like northeast of where I am. I don't know, it's northeast, southeast, somewhere away. And there's another one, they're like an hour from me. And then there's me and there's a bunch of other people. But 3 of us now are running our alliance and we're having another in-person event on the 15th at a local one of the members, we're having it at his place. He's a photographer. His name's Lee. and he offered his place for us to go and have an event there. So if anybody wants to do in-person events, just look for your local alliances, and Alignable is great like that. Have you been to one before in
Not
person?
in person. I've only done, like, the Smart Connect through,
Yeah, those are
um
great.
but yeah, that sounds very interesting because, um, I haven't I haven't even looked at anything in Alignable regarding
Hmm.
in-person events, so
Yeah.
that might be
Are you a
something.
part of an alliance?
I don't even think
Are
I
you
am
on an
part of an
alliance?
alliance. I probably should be.
Yeah, I can find out who your person is.
Okay.
Yeah, just all you have to really do is tell me what your like major city is, and most of the major cities are covered by ambassadors.
Yeah, it's probably Milwaukee then. Milwaukee or
Mhm.
Madison.
Yeah, I can find out. They may both have one. If it's, are they close to each other?
They're like an hour away from each other, hour and a
Yeah,
half, something
I'll
like
find
that.
out who your person is. There's like there's a list, and on it it's like a map, and there are little dots, and if you hover over the dot, it tells you which it is.
Oh,
I can get you the link to that.
okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So if anybody out there who is not part of Alignable, you are really missing out. It has been seriously career changing for me. My
Me too.
business has grown over 40% in 4.5 years, with mostly through Alignable.
Isn't that amazing?
I know.
And I just the people that I've met are amazing.
Mhm.
Like everyone on Alignable, I can't say enough about.
I agree with you. It's been an amazing experience from the day I started. In fact, I think I was not premium for 10 minutes because I used my 10 credits, and like I sneezed and my 10 credits were gone. So as an explorer, you only get limited limited connections, and you have limited number of smart connections with 10. I think it's 5. And once you're done with them, you're out of luck.
Yeah.
But as a premium member, you get 30 connections, which is great. And even that wasn't enough for me. So I wanted to become an ambassador, and we get 70 more. We're not paid. It's a volunteer position, but it's our job to get people to come in and learn more about it. And the nice thing about these in-person events, they're free. Like you, if you want to buy lunch or something, of course you would have that on yourself, but they're free. And where are you going to get a networking group they don't charge you? Like some of them charge a lot a year.
Yeah, I know like the chamber, there's a couple
Hmm.
chambers here and it's like $200 for the year. But there's like a networking group that holds it at a restaurant
Oh,
over
right,
here.
right. Is it the
And
same place
it's,
all the time?
yeah,
Hmm.
but then people need to pay. So I think they're now gonna make people pay for lunch or something to keep it
Hmm.
going.
Well, a
But
lot of places if you have a room, they'll charge you for the room, or if you buy food, then they don't charge you for the room, and it's really worth it because some of these rooms are like $500
yeah.
for a couple of hours.
Hmm.
That's crazy. We're having one. I'm hosting one in May in my area, and we're having it at a place called the So Much to Give Inclusive Cafe, and it is run by young adults who I think 60% of them have a diagnosed disability. Amazing. You walk into that place, you feel pure joy. Everyone is excited to be together. They're meeting friends who have things in common with them, and even if they don't have something in common with them, they have a diagnosed disability of some sort. And watching them interact, there are, I think, like 83 volunteers who work with these children. They're young adults, and they have dishwashers. Some of them are food prep. Some of them are hostess and hosts. Some of them do food running. Others wrap up the silverware in the little paper thing and tap it down. They all have jobs. It's amazing. So we're teaching them skills that they can use in the real world. It gives them an extra purpose. And then the other half of it is called the Inspiration Studio. And over in the Inspiration Studio on the same campus, we have music, movement, and art. And they go in, they have karaoke nights, they have dance nights, they do art, they sing, they play instruments. It's just so amazing. You've got kids in wheelchairs, you've got kids on oxygen, you've got kids who can't see, can't hear. It doesn't matter. They feel like that's a sense of belonging, regardless. I do yoga with the kids over there. I volunteer and I do yoga with the kids. It's just another experience they probably wouldn't get anywhere else.
Oh, for sure.
Isn't that
That's so
awesome?
awesome. Makes
Yeah,
me
we
think
just
of a couple blocks away from me, there's a coffee place called Inclusive Coffee, and
Hmm.
it's the same idea. Like it's a coffee,
Nice.
only it's a coffee shop. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's so great to go in there and, obviously donate and give a tip,
Hmm.
and it does make your day. Like,
It's just been the whole experience for me has just touched my heart, pulled at my heartstrings. And it all started because one of my friends, Kathy Opperman, who is a high school friend, I graduated high school with her sister. She started something called the Empowering Youth Center in our local town and developed the Pillars of Light and Love. They are the overarching nonprofit. They then teamed up with two of them and they joined forces to create this restaurant, which was a Women of Prayer. They came to us as board members and said, "What do you think we should do?" And I said, "Let's do it. Let's do this. This is going to be amazing." And the feedback has just been 5-star reviews, and everyone's happy. Hopefully, they're happy when they come in too. But the food is delicious. Everything is prepared to order. It's
that's
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride, but I'm just so happy to see them doing well and try to support them wherever I can. So I figure bringing Alignable in every other month or so, that would be a nice chunk of change for them. And they have a beautiful room where we can be, and it's just us. So yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah, trying to spread the word, spread the wealth, right?
Yeah,
That's what we
totally.
do. No,
I'll definitely highlight that when we put it. Well, I mean, we'll put this on Alignable too, not just
good.
on YouTube, but
Yeah,
yeah.
that'll be nice.
Mhm.
What didn't we hit? We hit everything.
I think we did. I think this is
Good.
a good spot to, end it right here, and I would love to have you on again.
I would adore it. And I would love to talk about, a little bit more about making a transition from teaching to my next chapter, which will be fitness and my business. So,
Oh, I thought you were gonna say grandma to number 2.
oh, that too. I mean, that's already happening, but I'm talking like my 5-year plan.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I have probably 5 more years as a full-time teacher. And then if I want to work, I can sub. If I don't want to work, I don't.
Yeah,
Choices, right? It's all about choices.
exactly.
Yeah. But yeah,
That's
that too. I mean,
exciting.
I could do anything I want as an entrepreneur. If I want to go be Nona to Luca and baby number two, I can. It's the
Aw,
advantage of being able to work from Wi-Fi.
exactly.
Mhm.
That's where it's at. I mean,
I hear you.
I think
I hear you.
everyone's kinda moving that way.
Who wouldn't? So we did it. We kept it under an hour.
Yes, we did.
Good
Amazing.
stuff.
And thank you so much for coming on,
You're
and
welcome. It's been a pleasure as always. I look forward
yeah, it
to
was
my
a
next
pleasure.
adventure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always good to, catch up with you. All right. Well, I think we'll have you on again. I would love to have you on again as a guest. And yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Have a great day.
Thanks for having me, Crystal. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.